She was bummed she missed out on making an extra $1,000 because she had pooped before going to work. Sex workers of Reddit, what's the weirdest kink a customer has asked you to fulfill? In a special massage place, friend of a friend of a friend told me that one of her customers comes in regularly to get his ass cheek scratched for 1 hour. Call it an assage. A customer had a fishing fetish, got fisher outfits for some girls like a raincoat or some crap and brought a fishing rod, boots, and all, and the girls had to act like they were fishing him while he was laying on the floor and moved like a fish. Craziest crap I heard, but whatever floats their boat, I guess. Not a sex worker, but I used to have a modeling page and I got a message through once asking me to take videos and pictures of me sitting on cakes. He tried to claim it was for charity. Excuse me sir, but your dick is not a charity. Edit, I'm glad I amused some of you with this. Also note, I did not, in fact, sit on any cakes. That is a waste of perfectly good cake. Someone asked me to watch his 7-year-old wank over me on cam while I played with myself. He offered to pay my highest rates and tip me generously. I reported and blocked his ass as quickly as I could. Edit, it's just scary because he could make more emails, but I like to think most if not all models would do the same. Edit 2, I work online, I don't meet up with people. I have no idea who the guy is. I can't even see clients' emails through the site, assuming that he even used a personal email to sign up. All I can do is block and report him to the site and hope that they deal with it correctly. My site takes stuff like that seriously. I used to drive around prostitutes and do security for them. Very regularly, one of the girls would get a call from this guy who would have her show up in steel-toe boots and kick him repeatedly in the dick and face as hard as she could. He paid her $200 to beat him until he passed out, usually 6 to 8 minutes. That became a once or twice a week thing for well over a year I was driving her. I had a guy out of his mind on Molly who had me over for like 5 hours but had me arrive at midnight. Then proceeded to dress me in every Halloween costume he had ever worn and photograph me in pirate stuff, Lord of the Ring costume and a wizard with a large staff that's taller than I am. Guy WHO makes the Reddit YouTube vids, why didn't I get on the vid? I have hella upvotes and 2 awards. Kinda sad about it. Don't worry girl, we got you. A guy hit me up for feet pics once, completely out of the blue. I know this basically bog standard. But I wasn't a sex worker, and whoever this guy was ended up hitting up about half of the guys at my college, approximately 300 approximately 400 guys. It was all in the span of a week or so and he offered good money per pic. All told I heard he spent upwards of $5,000 trying to accumulate a collection of my college's male feet. Edit, $5,000 in total, he offered $5 to $20 per pic I think. I know some dudes sent them for free just for the hell of it. I was kinda drunk when I got hit up so I'm pretty sure I sent some in. I'm curious if they made their rounds on the internet now. Edit 2, won't give too many details but this was in the South within the past 8 years. Also, LMAO I've already gotten people who want to see my feet. I was camming and a guy wanted to start a pay-per-minute cam show. I agreed and just casually talked with him for a bit. Then to the weird part. He wanted me to lie in full view of the camera, completely still, like literally not move. I spent about an hour just laying completely still and making no sound. I have no idea what he got out of it. Online only here. I had a man pay me $500 to sit on my feet in panties and a t-shirt and turn my back to the camera and play video games while ignoring the camera. Worth. Edit, it was via cam online so he wasn't there in person. I'm a dancer in a club and I love kinky guys. Other than the doms, I won't get into that whole thing, kinky guys trend to be pretty passive and tip well. Mostly I meet foot guys, cuckolds, men who wear women's undergarments, and just overall subs who are open to whatever I'm into. After 15 years in the industry, I thought I'd heard it all. Then I met a guy who said he was into bones. As in, he bought a 45-minute room and just wanted to feel my skeleton. He was touching my collarbone and hips pretty hard. It wasn't the most comfortable dance ever, but he was so grateful to be acting out his fantasy and super respectful of me and my time. One of my favorite guys ever. Not a sex worker personally, but I used to manage and bartend at gentlemen's clubs many moons ago. One night while I was tending the bar, one of the girls comes down to my bar, and asks me for an empty beer mug. I give it to her, she runs off to the bathroom, then comes back out with it, full of urine. She then runs off to her customer, mug full of yellow liquid in hand. A bit later, she comes back with the mug, now empty, tries to give it back to me, and I tell her to throw it away. She does so, then proceeds to tell me that a customer paid her $300 for her to pee in that mug, and then he wanted her to watch him drink it, which she did. Beyond that, I saw guys come in, pay girls to clean mirrors and tables in the club, and they simply watched, though a few would even get up and help them with the cleaning they were paying them for. One guy would walk in, talk smack to every girl he could, and when one would finally get angry enough to slap him, he would pay them $100 on the spot. FYI, this dude was about 80 years old. Some guys would even come in at the start of a shift, would bring panties with them, and ask a few girls to wear the panties all day. They would then later show up at the end of the shift, and pay the girls $100 and retrieve the used and worn panties. A lot of weird and oddball fetishes out there, but to each their own. I used to sell a friend of mine sleeping pills. She had a client who liked him being injected to his dick and tried to duck her before he went to sleep. Would take about 10 to 15 minutes before he crashed out. She was always paid up front and she would leave when he fell asleep. I could never imagine getting injected into the dick. Saw this thing years ago, was something like 101 ways to die. This guy used a dirty heroin needle to the dick and it got infected and basically fell off and then he died. Duck that. I was a cab driver for several years. Night shift, ghetto. Loved that job. I had a regular escort, who always requested me, probably because I didn't ask her for anything whilst driving her to her next John. She'd go up into an apartment, house, or hotel room and have me wait. Sometimes a full hour, but rarely over 15 minutes. I never argued because waiting and a return trip keeps the meter running longer. One time she came down after maybe 10 minutes. She looked half amused and half terrified. She said that the guy had her put on a muumuu and an old lady wig, then yell at him while he took a crap and jacked off at the same time. Ducking weird. Freud would have something to say about that guy, no doubt. A client pays me to teach him how to blow his nose properly, making sure to say key phrases like blow it clear. Another one set up a fantasy scenario where I receive an expensive vibrator in the mail, but when I open it, discover a tiny man that's stuck in it. He said, "What you don't know is that man was a factory worker that got stuck in the vibrator making it." I was obviously confused where he wanted me to go with this, but suggested I should try using the vibrator with the man attached. Nope. The client replied, "I can't come unless you destroy it." I think the strangest I've ever gotten was a man who had a huge fetish for Disney characters, and I'm not even talking just Disney princesses. He loved crap like Lilo and Stitch or Pooh Bear. He regularly paid me several hundred to dress up as his favorite characters and basically verbally abuse him. It was a sweet gig while it lasted, however strange. Nothing really surprises me anymore after that one. Edit, I love being a dominatrix, it's just hard to stay in character and act sexy while I'm dressed up as Pooh Bear. Had a roommate in college, 2000s, who did private adult videos by request only, basically expensive personalized video porn. She came home pretty bummed one day and I asked what was up. She said she had been paid $500 to put on an adult diaper and comically large baby bonnet and walk otherwise naked around a local college green space. The whole video was her walking around with her fingers in her mouth acting like a confused adult baby. At the end she was told to pee in the diaper and show the camera. When she thought she was done, the director asked if she wanted to poo in the diaper for $1,500 instead of $500, saying the client asked if it was possible. She declined immediately and the director was, I guess, okay with it. She was bummed she missed out on making an extra $1,000 because she had pooped before going to work. We both laughed so ducking hard. What a ridiculous thought, darn, if only I hadn't pooped before work I'd be making some real money.
Like and subscribe for more funny, interesting, and scary r/ask Reddit videos.